Good evening, and welcome to the PBS Arts Fall Festival. I'm Kristen Chenoweth. Tonight, we present live from Lincoln Center's production of the Tony Award-winning play, The Nance, starring Nathan Lane. And here to tell you more about The Nance is the series host from Live from Lincoln Center, Audra McDonald.
Good evening, I'm Audra McDonald. Welcome to Lincoln Center Theater's production of The Nance. The year is 1937. A time of profound social upheaval, and all over New York, vague rumblings of change mingle with the raucous din of entertainment. Uptown in Harlem, Orson Welles and the Federal Theater Project are mounting revolutionary productions. While downtown, burlesque houses compete for attention with Noel Coward and Eugene O'Neill. Meanwhile, Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia has launched a relentless campaign to clean up the city. Caught in the middle of all of this is Chauncey Miles, an actor who specializes in playing a gay man for laughs, at least on stage. Nathan Lane plays Chauncey Miles, and Chauncey is the Nance.
I dare say the finest dish here at the Automat is the tomato soup. People come from miles around for it.
I'm down from Buffalo.
Though that seems a tad far.
Up by Niagara Falls, and I just got into town. I forgot my wallet. Lost it. Actually, I lent it to somebody and they stole it.
Does the story I choose to believe reveal my personality?
I just got here. And from out of town. I'm gonna be working soon. I'm just a little short right now.
You, me, and singers midgets. You see, I am in the show business. I am in a constant state of short. Would you like half of my sandwich?
You don't have to.
I warn you, it is ham. I'm an actor. That might be considered an act of cannibalism.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, mister.
Sit down, you idiots. You want to get us both arrested. Just stay where you are. There was a raid last night at the Child's on 52nd Street. We are being a little more cautious. Do, be discreet, dear. Where are you staying while you're in town?
Up on, Riverside Drive, they call it?
Well, Riverside Drive. And here we are in Greenwich Village. That's quite a trip for a young, hungry boy. A bus and an L train at least. And so many other automats to be found in between. One would almost assume that you had heard of this particular automat. And of appearing at this particular automat at this particular time in the evening. Or maybe you're a copper. We live in such arresting times, as they say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
For future reference, there are only 3 things that I am ever talking about, dear heart. There were 4, but then they've gone and cast Barbara Stanwyck as Stella Dallas. One is politics. I am absolutely mad for politics. I like mine Republican and conservative. Say something nice about Roosevelt and prepare to have your eyes scratched out. 2 is the show business. Love it all. Legit movies, radio, even, dare I say, burlesque. And 3rd, my dear heart. Can you guess what the 3rd might be?
I don't... We're in New York. Yankees?
And somehow no. No, the 3rd thing I am interested in is finding the places in whatever city I am currently in where the boys meet the boys. Of which this automat is one. And that, dare I say, has even been heard of as high up as Riverside Drive.
I maybe heard about it from some friends.
And the next sound we hear is a minor chord.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I just came... How do you know I'm not a cop?
Because your hands are so filthy. Commissioner Valentine never lets his boys get such... But then I don't know for sure, really. And that can be part of the fun. You could be a cop. You could be a dream lover. You could be a punk who wants to clobber me and take all my dough. It's not knowing until the 11th hour that can be something of a thrill. And after last night's little roundup at the So Gay Corral at Child's, there's just buckets more tension and buckets more thrills. Tell me, do you like burlesque?
No.
Have you ever heard of, what's his name? Terribly talented fellow, Chauncey Miles? Something like that.
No?
You haven't?
No, I heard of some of the strippers, but never any of the fellas.
The reason I brought burlesque and Mr. Miles, I believe his name is, he's over at the Irving Place Theater. What a hole. But some of my bachelor friends and I, we go and stomach the dear girls, removing their frocks, all done completely oblivious to the beat coming from the orchestra. And then he comes out, this Mr. Miles person. He does this sort of pansy act. He is too much, really. Now, here in real life, he is a pansy, which is kind of like a Negro doing blackface. Which some of them do. Bert Williams did that. W.C. Fields says that Bert Williams was the funniest man he ever saw, but the saddest man he ever knew. W.C. Fields does a great drunk act, and I hear in life he's really a drunk. We seem to have come full circle here, and I'm really not sure why. Oh, I know, yes, Chauncey Miles in his act says, "Meet you round the corner in a half an hour." Only he does it, "Meet you round the..." Sorry, my mistake, I forgot. There's no camping allowed in this part of the forest. I noticed that there is a newsstand right around the corner. If we leave here together, someone may be watching. If you will notice, please, underneath your plate is a dime, enough to buy you a nice piece of pie and a cup of coffee. You can get those downstairs and sit downstairs and eat them downstairs. That should take you 20 minutes. You can then get up and go to the newsstand. You can look at the magazines. I suggest something published by Henry Luce. And I will meet you there. Meet you round the corner in a half an hour. And then you can come home with me to my glamorous apartment in the exclusive Hell's Kitchen section of Manhattan. Or you can just eat the pie and coffee and run away. Or you can just pocket the dime and never look in my ugly face again. Don't say thank you now, or I'll know it's over. This way, for the next half hour, I can believe there will be an assignation.
A girl in square with a flower in her hair. Everybody's looking for love. The dame on her place with the powder on her face. Everybody's looking for love. So if you see a boy with an arrow, won't you give the charming lad a shove? Don't be stupid, that's Cupid. He's aiming right at you, kid. Everybody's looking for love. Everybody's looking for. Say, boys, welcome to the Irving Place Theater. The big show has just begun. Everybody's looking for love. Now, they say the quickest way to the human heart is with a song. So let's sing a little, shall we?
Hi, simply hi. Did someone say we were to be singing?
You want to meet some ladies, or are you in it for art's sake?
Art who?
Say, wait a minute. Are you a Nance?
Well, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like.
Are you a pansy?
Doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad person.
Well, all right, Nancy Nance, let's let the singing begin. I brought these here music books.
Oh, I'm usually more comfortable with a hymn. What? What? You see, I like to play with the organ. What? What? And I love when the organ swells. Oh, you brutes.
Let's sing a little, shall we?
The girl on 40th Street with the smile oh so sweet. Everybody's looking for. At
pretty lady dropped her pocketbook. Pardon me, miss, but you dropped your pocketbook.
Thank you, sir, and I can see without even looking that all my money's still there. Just for that, you can. Meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Meet me round the corner in a half an hour.
Well, grind up a pound of the 8 o'clock for me, please.
Say, Nance, did you see what she just said?
No, I was watching those guys in their raincoats put on their rubbers. Why?
Well, she said I could meet around the corner in a half an hour. Meet around the corner in a half an hour. Meet around the corner in a half an hour. Aye.
Oh my, it gained so much in translation. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I shall endeavor to continue. And up in Central Park, where there's kissing in the dark, everybody's looking for... Hey, Bright Eyes, you dropped something.
Bonjour, monsieur. You have found my purse. Enchanté, monsieur.
You do, and you clean it up.
Give me back my purse, s'il vous plaît, and you can meet
Wait a minute, honey, wait a minute. There was a girl just before out here, and she said you can meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Sorry, Frenchie, I'm just not interested.
What? Oh, why won't you play with me?
Honey bun, why don't I give you $10 and you go out and have a good time on me? It's better than me having a bad time on you.
Won't you please play with me?
Lady!
Oui, oui.
What?
Oui, oui.
Oh, second door on the right. And now if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my merry way, that is.
I can't stand it. You leave me with no choice. I simply have to kiss you.
Oh?
Chérie, what? Nothing.
Doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad person.
Gentlemen, the Irving Place Theater takes mucho pride in presenting Senorita Carmen Del Rio.
La cucaracha. Hola, caballero. ¿Cómo están? No.
La cucaracha. There are towels in the oven just warming up.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, I wash my hands like you asked.
For future reference, I must have the trade take the bath first.
Huh?
Oh, nothing, just talking to myself. First sign that I'm poco loco in the cocoa. That is some of the dirtiest bath water I have ever... Here is a warm towel. Oh, I was so enjoying everything before, the peace and quiet that was my life. I don't even know why I invited you here in the first place. And somehow it all comes floating back to me. No, by all means, roam free. We'll close the curtains later.
I never made whoopee with a guy indoors before. All right, it's not half bad.
God, look at this place. In the evening, it looks so exotic. But in the morning light, it just looks like Anime Wong's wet dream.
Apple sauce. It looks great here.
So I believe this is the portion of the morning where I take you to breakfast. You can order whatever you want, and I pay for it, and then surprise. You're not in my house anymore, and I get to go home alone.
You got it all figured out, don't you, Buster?
Childs is out still. Who knows what the attitude there is after that raid?
Oh, say, I wanted to ask you, what all were the guys doing there? I mean, when the
They were
cops
doing
came
nothing,
in-
just sitting and eating and talking. And the police came by and loaded up the paddy wagons.
Wow. What charges?
Charges? That is so liberty and justice for allish. Probably the usual charge, degenerate, disorderly conduct.
Degenerate, disorderly conduct?
Or as we call it in New York, Tuesday. No, they probably just used the old standby, loitering. I'm sure old Commissioner Valentine got wind that boys with a touch of lavender were using it to meet one another. If we're going to be queers, we have to do this where the normal folks can't see it. But then I don't see them shutting down the male chorus of Red Hot and Blue. You want to borrow some fresh underwear, kind sir?
My name is Ned.
Darling, how is this going to remain anonymous sex if you keep giving me your name?
I got my own underwear.
Please. I believe they filmed segments of Gunga Din in that thing. Here.
Thanks. CM?
Oh, yes. In a spasm of luxury, I did instruct that damn Chinaman to sew my initials in my underwear. So, now you know I'm not the name I told you. Who was I this time?
Nelson Eddy.
I take it you don't go to the movies much.
Well, I'm sorry I called you Nelson during, you know, but I didn't know no better. It has been so long since I put on clean underwear.
Happy days are here again. Allow me. Well, that is all the attire I have for you this day. Now let us hurry on our way. I think the copper kettle might be safe. Might be. Or I could just give you a little money.
I don't do it for money.
Well, you haven't been in New York long then.
No, I haven't. CM?
If that was a hint for a name request, I'm not forthcoming. So there, I'm sorry to insult you, but that's my nature. Can I get you a cab then and take you up to Riverside Drive to your...
I'm sleeping on a park bench. I only been here 3 days. When it gets colder, I can sleep in the subway, I figure. Some guy in the park over by that big monument, he fiddled with me and he told me about the automat.
So, you're a hobo? The hobos like me. Oh, lucky, lucky day. Well, let's go face the morning, shall we, Ed? Or was it Ned?
CM! That's my name now.
Turnabout, you savage, you. Now, chop, chop. I have places to go.
I can't figure you. If something doesn't square here, it's all this flippin' game. I mean, last night, you were like this wolf pursuing me and all, and I figured, okay, well, that's swell because the coppers, we gotta be discreet and whatnot, but then, my God, you were almost silly dancing when you saw me at the newsstand. And then we came back here and did, you know, all that we did. Or that you did to me, and it was nice and all. But now the next morning, you think I was rude to you or something. Like me being here sets you off. Like you had me and now you gotta unload me? Somebody who was supposed to be extra sensitive, you are just extra mean.
Is this the trade smashing the queer's face in part? Because I want to be sure to catch it.
That is twice that you've called me trade. I get the feeling it's something not so nice.
Trade isn't something not so nice. Trade is wonderful. Trade is divine. Trade, it's a straight boy. He leans back and lets a queer take care of him for fun and profit.
Well, what if I'm not trade? Maybe I'm a queer too. Did you ever think of that?
You, a queer, but you're so butch. Well, I've heard of such things. But but only in a Greek statue sort of way. You know, where men do battle and then rejoice, and some poet has to go and write about it. Like Damon and Pythias.
Is that 2 guys or 1?
2. Damon and Pythias. 2 surly Greek boys who are manly and in love and get all covered in olive oil and roll around together. I'm sorry, what are we talking about again?
I don't know, but okay. Yeah, I like them then.
So what makes you think that you're a queer?
Oh, this was nice. This. Indoors with a bath afterwards and talking with you. Maybe this was nothing special for you, but for me, this was nice.
Oh, you lug. You just haven't been with the right girl.
I'm married. Upstate. We were friends since grammar school, and everybody else was getting married, so we did, but we never loved each other. And she should have somebody in love with her, is the thing, and I left her on account of that, and because I got yearnings for something like this. I wrote her a letter telling her to divorce me, but I didn't say how come.
Wowsy. You mean this isn't a queen with a bored straight man? Oh, dear me. We are sashaying right into the land of sweet young lads who attend the opera.
I don't know what that means.
Nothing. Just, there is an order to my life right now, and you threaten it. Other than that, you're great.
You see, I don't like the game part. I like being with you when you're like this.
Your clothing will have to be cleaned or burned or sent right to Mr. Charlie Chaplin. I hear that commie is going to make a movie again. Oh, I could just let you stay. I mean, until you get a job and get up on your feet. But I do so enjoy my peace and quiet right now. On the other hand, while you were here, it would save me so many trips to some of the worst restaurants in Manhattan. On the other hand, I barely know you, and you could kill me in the night. But on the other hand, I don't think so. And it would be good for you. And as Fay Ray said, on the other hand, there is me. All right, I'm game. Oh, right. Sorry. No more games. So, would you like to stay here with me for a while? It could be fun. I mean, until you get a job and can get a place of your own.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I'd like that very much. Thanks.
So, okay.
So, what's your name, CM?
Charlie McCarthy.
Don't buy it.
Constance Moore. Chauncey Miles.
Sorry.
Well, that's my name.
No, it's not. That's the guy last night you said was the burlesque guy who does the pansy act.
And that would be me.
Really?
Yes.
That explains why you did your face like this when I hadn't heard of you. You haven't?
Oh, you bitch! Oh, God, no. Do the face again.
You haven't?
I'm exhausted. I'm aggravated. I've got a wife, a girlfriend, and a library book, and they're all past due. I'm worried, and that affects my health, and now I'm worried about my health. First I had ptomaine poisoning, and the doctor cut off my toe. Then I had erysipelas, and the doctor cut off my ear. Now I'm really worried. I've got prickly heat.
Boy, do I need peace and quiet, and this looks like just the place.
Hi, simply hi. Welcome to the Peace and Quiet Rest Home. How may I help you today?
I'd like a room, please.
Oh, I could just spit. We're all full up.
Hey, I'm a Crisco salesman. Are you sure you can't slide me in somewhere?
Well, this is an interesting position you've put me in. Perhaps if you force things a bit. Oh, yes! Yes, I found an opening! Oh, there's room for you. Plenty of room.
Say, wait a minute. Are you a Nance?
Doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad person.
Well, do you have a place for me to sleep? And I don't mean with you.
Fresh. Just take 2 steps back.
Yeah?
That's your room.
You want me to sleep in the lobby?
Certainly, it's all peace and quiet here at the Peace and Quiet Rest Home, and the furniture is lovely.
Say, what is that, Louis the 14th?
And it goes back to Macy's the 15th.
Well, I guess if that's all you got, I'll take it.
Now go to sleep.
Oh, good
And
boy.
remember, everything is peace and quiet here at the Peace and Quiet Rest Home. Peace and quiet!
Hurry!
Yes, Sleeping Beauty.
What is that awful noise?
Oh, dizzy me, I forgot to tell you I'm holding a policeman's ball.
Well, let it go.
Go to sleep, you. Yeah. You're naughty. And remember, peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet, peace and quiet.
I can't sleep a wink in this place. The walls are so thin, and the girl in the next room must be eating candy bars. All night, all I hear her say is, "Oh, Henry! Oh, Henry! Oh, Henry!"
Peace and quiet, peace and quiet.
I'm starving to death. And no room service. Oh, excuse me. Do you have any nuts?
No.
Do you have any dates?
If I had nuts, I'd have dates.
Peace and quiet, peace and quiet.
Sarah, what seems to be the problem? Que pasa?
I am checking out of here. What is this, Grand Central Station?
Sir, where are you going?
I'm leaving.
But you can't leave. We were about to offer you a massage from our bellhop.
I don't want a massage from your belt.
We figured once you had a piece, you'd be quiet.
Whoa! Say, ladies and gentlemen, your Place Theater takes great pride in presenting the sweet, the elusive, the dainty Miss Sylvie Sylvain.
Keep your pants on. I'm sentimental whenever we're together. I'm sweet and gentle. I'm much too shy to say hello. I'm not from your type. me. I had no idea there was a man backstage. You really should have told me you were Jew, you naughty Jew.
I'm sorry. The guy at the door said I should just go in. I'm looking for a friend.
Oh, we are pretty friendly back here.
His name is Chauncey.
Chauncey? Then why am I wasting a perfectly good accent on you? Jeez, I'm not barking up the wrong tree. I'm in the wrong damn forest. I'll get him. Rose!
Thinking of flipping back to the other side?
Oh, say, no, I was just... The lights and all, it's like there's heat or something coming from out there.
Oh, it's not enough that you plagued me at home. Do you now come to my place of employment?
You said to stop by anytime.
I was being polite, I'm sure.
Oh, Charles, when have you ever been polite?
I hate it when you win.
I'm just stopping by because I got a job. Really, a real job. It's just around the corner, which is how come I just stopped by. I am a superintendent.
Oh.
And here's the sweetheart part. I got an apartment right in the basement because I'm the superintendent. Or like they say in New York, super. Because everybody here is in a hurry. They got to say what shudder, super.
Oh.
Well, you're always saying how you liked it better when you were alone. And so this way, we could get together on the weekends and during the week, and there you go. You got your peace and quiet back.
Of course, of course. Well, well done, Ned. Good for you.
I still want to see you and all.
Discreet, sir. No one knows about me here at work.
The doorman knows about you and he's blind.
Well, you are too wise, Carmen.
You're coming up soon, Chauncey.
Can you just run upstairs there to my dressing room? It has my name on it. I'll be done in a jiff.
Now, Chauncey, don't blow no gasket.
What? Oh, Ephraim, you've known me now for over a month. Have I ever blown a gasket?
Only every day and twice on Sundays. Now, remember, calm. Bert gave his notice.
Oh, that, please. Good riddance to bad rubbish. He attending to the road?
No, not the road. Somebody caught the act this afternoon and hired him.
You can't argue bad taste. I always say, who... Wait a minute. Who hired him? Did those filthy, dirty communists?
Now, Chauncey, for the 800th time, I don't think the Minsky brothers are coming.
The name sure sounds rusky to me. Why the hell won't they hire me? Jeepers criminy. It's not like that no talent ever sold a ticket in us. What's business done since I've started? Tripled? It's crazy since I showed up. Business is murder all of a sudden, and you all know it.
Calm down. That's why they came. They heard you were getting a following.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, Chauncey, you said you wouldn't blow.
Jesus H, I simply must sit. Are you saying they came to see me and they left with Bert? Oh, that is rich. That is darling. That is too divine.
You just saw him.
Nobody brings in the folks like I bring in the folks. Not just early evening, but late night. The white ties, the carriage. When was the last time you saw carriage trade here?
It's not the amount of people you're bringing in that turn Minsky's Chauncey. It's the type.
What are you saying?
You know what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying Paul Moss is what I'm saying.
Oh, that one?
Well, he is the commissioner of licenses, and he is threatening to show up with cops and photographers.
You don't understand Republicans. This is just a re-election stunt.
LaGuardia and Moss are talking morals, and the Minskys are getting scared.
The Minskys are not scared.
The Minskys are leasing theaters in Jersey City to move into for when Moss shuts them down. The Minskys are too scared. And when they see what's going on with the boys who come to see you, they're getting plenty scared.
My following is all very top drawer, intelligent.
They're pansies, Chauncey. Now, somehow the word is out that you're a pansy in real life. So all the pansies are coming to have a fun time and not believe what you just said. And then when the girls come out, they go to the balcony.
I have no control over what goes on in the balcony.
Disgusting perverts taking care of regular guys who happen to get excited by our girls.
Is that what's going on in the balcony? So don't let the pansies in then.
What are you, nuts? We ain't seen money like this since Gypsy Rose Lee played.
Disgusting perverts have money too.
Just if you could, off stage, put on a show of not being the way you are on stage.
Oh, Ephraim, maybe I'll stop being a pansy then. Cut the Nance act.
I can't let you do that.
Because on top of everything else, the money, the Meshuggah Morse and his verkackte licenses, and the disgusting perverts I know from funny. You make me laugh.
We're on next.
Just promise me, don't bring your private life here. Keep it a secret from people. Don't be yourself so much when you're out in the world. Save it for the stage. And think about cleaning up your image. Get married to Joni or to Sylvie.
I ain't marrying Chauncey. It would never work. I got a vagina and a Communist Party membership card he don't want to touch neither.
You promise?
I can't believe you are asking me. All right, I promise. And I'm not marrying anyone. Ephraim is just disconcerted.
You upset about Bert?
How did you hear about Bert?
What? Here, he left a half hour ago.
Okay, shows, too.
What? Holy Hitler! We still got 2-3 more shows.
I know.
Chauncey, you know anybody?
Well,
I could call Marty. He knows. You know anybody who got the
Well,
knowledge?
just know he's in Pittsburgh. What are we doing?
Well, we got Niagara Falls and the monster.
Actually, wait. I think I have someone. Of course I have someone.
You got the knowledge.
Oh, inside out, my dear.
What are you laughing at?
Sometimes 1 and 1 make 2, so divinely.
What the hell?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I'm remembering his comedic performance. He's simply that good. Sylvie, be a love and fetch something from my dressing room. Thanks, Joan. Gosh golly, what a pretty girl. I wonder if she has a brother. Oh, look at the sad pan on that guy. Hi, simply hi. Hey, mister, what makes you look so sad?
You're the first person who ever spoke kindly to me. You look like a stranger with a kind face. A kind face. I love your kind face.
Well, we could stop here right now and go to the balcony, you savage brute, but let's continue the sketch.
Come on over here. I promised I would never tell this to another man, but I don't think you count.
Oh, I could give you such a pinch.
Ow! I wasn't always this hollow shell that stands before you. I came from good stock.
Wait, what's
I
the
was
first
reared
one?
in the...
Philly's the first. You, act up. Look forward. When he says Philadelphia, you interrupt and say, I would like Philadelphia, leg
I
up.
always like Philadelphia, leg up.
No, sweetie. I always liked Philadelphia. End the line. We need you to lift your leg so we can put your pants on.
So, I always liked Philadelphia.
Then he said something about how common you say, because Philadelphia doesn't have any S's in it.
And how did that
But it doesn't.
Well, that's why you like it.
And then you hope for a laugh, and then what?
Is this written down or something that I can look at?
See, none of us write this crap down. We all just got it in our heads. Like a migraine.
What comes next?
Okay.
Oh, I know what comes next. The Shakespeare speech. Come on.
Shakespeare?
I searched everywhere for him. High and low, low and high, high, low and low, high.
Aloha.
It was there that I saw him, my best friend, the man I trusted, the man who stole my wife.
Yes, well, the man who stole my wife is my best friend.
What was his name?
I don't know. I never met him.
It was Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls. I saw him standing there in that place. I mean, I can't even say the name.
Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls! Slowly I turned, step by step, inch by inch, and I gave him no! And I gave him no! And I gave him no! Now wait a minute! And I gave him this, and 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 this! Say, what are you doing down there?
I got a date with Mickey Rooney. What on earth is the matter with you? You just strangled me and slapped me, and I didn't even ask you to, you brute. All I asked you is why you look so sad and you go into a conniption fit.
Please forgive me. I don't understand what happened.
Well, that's all right. I guess I understand. You've had quite a horrible time. So what happened?
To what?
To the guy.
What guy?
The guy at Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls! Slowly I turned.
Now, you be careful, you.
Step by step.
Oh.
Inch by
I'll
inch.
say something very bitchy and make you cry.
And I gave him out! And I gave him this! And I gave him this and this and this and this and this!
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry. I can't believe he would behave this way in such a lovely theater. Oh, the Rococo. I can't get get my fill of good rococo. You could go Baroque from all the rococo in this joint. Yes, yes, but other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how do you like our show? Oh, you're still here.
Lincoln, it's a nice Jewish name.
Lincoln was Jewish?
He was shot in the temple.
Oh, get away from me, you savage beast. Don't you touch me again. You're Poco Loco in the Coco. You are. You're a menace. A guy can't even say two simple words like Niagara. That was close, wasn't it?
What?
I almost said Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls!
Is there a doctor in the house?
Slowly I turn.
Doctor, isn't this sketch terrible?
Step by step.
Okay, I'm down. I'm already down. There, see? You're not in the door anymore. Calm down.
I am so sorry. I don't know what comes over me. Please, please forgive me.
I forgive you. Now get out, go, run, awful man. Oh, I could just spit. Oh, that guy's nuttier than a fruitcake. Woo! Woo! Boy, that fruitcake sure is nutty. Oh, this should be marvelous. Too marvelous for words. Some of you boys may want to go to the balcony. This could get ugly. Hello, friend. Hello. Hello, come. Come. Let's explore the wonderful world downstage. Hello, friend. Hello. Hello. Over here. Hello. Hello. Ignore them. They won't help you. Hello. 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 What? You asked me why I look so sad. Well, I'll tell you. Who does your hair? I used to be happy. Yes, I was. Then he came into my life, my old army buddy, my comrade at arms. I invited him into my home. I said, make my home your home, and he did. Then one night, I came back from Scranton and found a note from my wife. I've just run off with your best friend, you poor sap, which is terrible, but then you just left Scranton, so things are looking up. I swore I'd get my revenge. Don't be frightened, I'm acting now. I swore I'd get my revenge. I chased them all over the world. Mississippi, Singapore, Saratoga Springs, Sausalito, Cincinnati, Sarasota, Cicero, and Philadelphia. I was on Philadelphia! Wow. Oh, you're a natural. You always liked Philadelphia. How come?
No S's!
We got him now.
Yeah!
Why don't you sit out there? I could use the help. Now, go ahead. Ask me where it was I found him.
Yes!
Easy.
Right.
Save it up. Stand over there. Go ahead. Ask me where it was I found him.
Yes! My liege! It was there! I did ask!
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Don't worry, nobody noticed.
Oh! Romeo! Romeo! Wherefore art thou Romeo? Friends and Romans and countrymen! Out, damn spot! The quality of mercy is not strained.
Is this a dagger I see before me? All right, Leslie Howard, don't pad your part. Just ask me simple, where?
All right, where were you?
There I saw him standing at the brink of Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls!
Oh, no. Come on, Rhubarb.
Gentlemen, put your hands together for Irving Place's own Latin from Manhattan, Carmen Del Rio.
Won't there be life? He's filled only with sorrow. No make a please, at least till tomorrow. Won't there be love? There's nothing but trouble. Don't tell me the truth. Don't burst my bubble. 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 I only have Don't burst my bubble.
There you are!
I got bacon!
Say it ain't so!
All right, it ain't so, but I got bacon. I said I was making the egg.
Just scrambled, and my scrambled is so much as good as yours.
Oh, you wish it. What time do the ladies of the ensemble arrive?
About any time now. Late person. Oh, and Ephraim says he's gonna stop by, even if queers make him sick.
That is so nice of him.
Just don't hug him. Sylvie's got some meeting,
As only she can, brothers and sisters.
and Carmen is meeting some girlfriend uptown. Well, midtown. No, I don't. It's a block over, really, and then she'll be here like that.
And, Joan.
I think she's coming with Sylvie. They're all gonna be here. It'll be a panic.
But isn't there part of you that wishes you'd moved out and taken that super job down in Gramercy?
Applesauce. Oh, good night, nurse. Guess what Sylvie and I went to see this afternoon? We saw a play way uptown. No, you will never guess in 100 years what it was.
Who the hell is doing plays in Harlem?
The Federal Theater.
Oh, nuts. I have very little time for those handout takers. When the hell do I get my handout?
Wait, go back. We're not talking about what I want to be talking about.
Okay, Netters, may I put the bacon in the icebox, or should I just let the grease slide down my arm?
Grease slide. Guess what the play was we saw?
Harlem Federal Theater. Let me see. Was it Old Massa Roosevelt? I surely loved you.
Wrong. You are so wrong. Damon and Pythias.
There's a play of that? Probably got a lot of laughs.
Yeah, it was a play. And Sylvie and I went, and we sat in the balcony, and and guess what? In legit theater, in the balcony, nobody fiddles around with each other. I kid you not, it was nice. And the show was real swell. It was an all-Negro cast, and they don't talk at all. Like when Ephraim does blackface, they just talk like people. And, and then the story...
I know, you think we're in Buffalo, but in civilized countries, we do not serve the food still in the jar.
But there is a plan.
Okay.
And the story was not the one you told me when we met.
They're not queersies?
Well, that part is hard to tell. They're all in togas, so...
Easy access.
But the story is about this one guy, Damon. And he has a friend who commits a crime.
Was he loitering a child?
Shut up! No, you! The friend who does the crime is Pythias. And Pythias is gonna, swing for what he did. Well, only they didn't swing then, they just chopped people's heads off. But Pythias had to leave town for this family thing. So Damon says, okay, you go, and I'll stay in your place. And if you don't come back, they can put me to death. Well, when Pythias comes back, everybody is so moved that the guy stood up for the other guy that they let them both go.
That is,
You're the girls.
without a doubt, the most left-wing Roosevelt socialist story it has ever been my misfortune to hear.
I'll play bartender.
Sylvia, I was just telling Chauncey about Damon and Pythias.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see that.
So good. It is so good. All Negro cast. Girl, you should just go. You can see it for a quarter. You show them your union card.
We are turning into Moscow. Not that Comrade Sylvie over there would have any problem.
Hey, I show my knockers to the walkers. So now you're going to tell me how the story of Damon and Pythias is left-wing propaganda.
Wow, it takes place in Sicily. Right, it said so in the program. That's Italy. That would be Mussolini. And you like him, George.
Oh, no.
I don't like Mussolini. personality.
I merely, my dear hearts, was stating.
Oh, no, you did.
That if it comes down to a choice between Benito and Joe Stalin, I would choose Benito. What can I say? I like a man with a balcony. That's what. Wait, which drink is mine, by the way? Oh, we're rationing, are we? How sad.
Quiet! Tell us, Chauncey, how is Damon and Pythias a communist story?
It's all very, subtle. Your left-wing propaganda. It's all everybody standing up for one another, taking the place of one another, being there for one another, dragging the lazy on relief with one another. Oh, don't make me sick! This whole thing is socialist Roosevelt and his propaganda.
Socialist, Chauncey. If anything, you should be his best buddy.
Oh, please.
Oh, he is all about picking the bits out of communism that work when capitalism fails yet again, as it does every 100 years, and maintaining the ruling class.
Oh, I can't believe
the only
this.
thing you lovely little Republicans really want to do, my boy. Oh, despite all your talk about individual rights. Oh, yeah, the individual rights of the ruling class.
Here comes Ephraim. Chauncey, no kissy, remember.
So Roosevelt is my friend now. That'll be the day.
So are you.
Ephraim, welcome.
Thanks for stopping by.
So, a real faggot's apartment. About what I expected.
Come here, Butch. Give us a kiss.
Don't you camp it up with me or I'll leave. And I brought bagels.
Ooh, bagels already.
Oh,
bagels.
So what are we talking about?
These two politics.
Blah. Johnny, turn that radio on. I feel a shimmy coming up.
You don't gotta ask me twice.
Here, let me.
Oh, and let's not bring up Social Security again. Who's gonna pay for it? Who's gonna pay for it? 80 years from now, nobody's gonna be talking about who's gonna pay for Social Security.
Get back at it.
Yes. Let's all be there for the poor old saps who didn't save anything, and who was there for me? I was 14 when my father left my mother, and she had to work 2 jobs. And as soon as she could...
What turned
You wanted to hear, so I told you. All I know is I'm holding on to mine, dear heart, and I advise you all to do the same. What did I ever get?
He really did have a really bad childhood.
Well, you know who you got, Chauncey. You got me.
Oh.
So there. I don't understand you, but I love you.
Let's dance.
Eggs are starting up. Oh, God, Chauncey, the bacon.
Oh, here's what I like. A glass of nice ginger, a plate of eggs, a room full of friends, and 2 opposite sides of the issue. You're just going at it. That's America to me, baby.
So, yeah, where do you stand on all this?
I don't stand. I shimmy. I ain't left wing, right wing, any damn wing. I'm you two's worst nightmare. I'm the big gooey nougat center. I get to watch the left and the right battle over me. I'm the pretty girl at the dance. Who's going to sell out the most to get my attention? You know what I'm saying? A push. A cross over and push. Cross over and push. Cross over and attack the enemy.
Oh, show me, Mama. What are you staring at, Bub?
Maybe when you die, this is what heaven is.
What?
Never mind. I gotta set the table.
I tell you though, Chauncey, you were really one for the books. I mean, a pansy who was for the Republicans. That is like a Negro Klan member. Jewish Nazi voters.
All right. What's to understand?
You do. Bicker. I love it.
Look, there's Carmen, looking like Lupe Velez on a tough day.
I'll let her in.
I heard shim sham shimmy. This must be the place.
It is.
Take it off.
No. Hey, cats and jammers, I just came from Vivi over at the Eltonge Theater. You'll never guess. Did you hear? Morse and his boys raided the hell out of him this afternoon.
The Eltonge. Mr. Rudnick must be in a pet.
Did Margie Hart take her G-string off again? You know, she's taking the T's right out of striptease.
It wasn't just the girls they were busting for this time. It was the pansy act.
You know, darlings, I really feel the Pansy Act was the least effective of the Coolidge administration.
They're reopening tonight, but they have to cut Bobby's stuff. They got a fine and everything. Deviance on stage is the charge. They passed an ordinance and everything. No more Nance acts, not even in legit.
Oh my God, how's Bobby?
Well, he's holding up okay. Bobby's not really pansy. I mean, not all the way, so he can just double up on the comedy stuff elsewhere.
Damn LaGuardia! That man has got that Catholic guilt about anybody having any fun, and trust me, I know from Catholic guilt.
Well, I don't think the pansies should be applauded, but I don't think they gotta get punished.
I tell you, we ought to go right down to City Hall.
Oh, no, here comes the griping from the Catholic Daily Stripper. Everyone relax and enjoy your eggs. Nettie!
Bacon on the way!
Now, we're cooking with gas. Now, I know Republicans, been one my whole damn life. This is just re-election showmanship. Trying to appeal to the Jesus crowd. Franklin's alphabet super programs may be helping Kansas, but sure as hell isn't helping here. So LaGuardia has to find something he can look strong about. He doesn't mean anything against us. He doesn't mean anything against the pansies. It's all... What's the word, Ned?
Grandstanding.
That's the ticket.
Well, I sure hope so for your sake.
LaGuardia is my man. He is not getting in the way of business. And we are business. He shuts down burlesque. That's 5,000 people he's putting out of work. And Republicans don't get in the way of people working. Now look at Ned. It wasn't long ago he set foot on stage for the first time. Didn't know a damn thing. God, it seems last week.
It was last week.
And he did it all by himself. And he didn't need any WPA or NRA or any damn A help from anybody. And look at him now. On stage with an immortal. Me!
Well, actually, Chaunce, I didn't do it all by myself. You got me the job, Sylvie and Carmen taught me the part, and Joan helped me put my costume on. Applesauce, Chaunce?
Applesauce, Chance! Language, please! Mock me. Mock my martyrdom, but till my dying day, this is one pansy who is for the little flower. The lily had fairies in her garden. Peter Pan had fairies in the sky. But when they ask, are there fairies in Manhattan? I say hi. Simply hi. When I'm skipping down the street and I see two big old feet, I say hi, simply hi. When a gambler in tight pants says, who wants to take a chance, I say hi, simply hi. On a ship with Captain Brown and he says we're going down, I say hi, simply hi. So when things start to sound fishy, that's the time when I get swishy. But if in a park that's shady, I find out I'm with a lady, well, I say bye, simply bye. Behave.
Oh, Sylvie! Remember, big surprise party for Chauncey in the dressing room between shows.
I know, honey. I got him the cutest. Remember when I took that picture of the two of yous on the steeplechase?
Yeah.
Well, I got that printed up and I made a frame.
Uh-huh.
I glued macaroni on a frame and I painted it gold. Cute!
Sylvie, you couldn't be no sweeter.
Oh, it is, darling. Let me tell you. Well, two of yous in my book, good as anybody normal.
Sylvie, keep your pasties on. We got Paul Morse out there. What? Third row, right off the runway. Where's that? Wake up. We got Paul Morse here.
Oh, crap. Are you sure that it's him?
Am I sure? Well, somebody out there is taking notes, and it sure as hell ain't Brooks Atkinson.
Jesus, Paul Morse!
Are you kidding me?
Comments, get that. Ladies, I want pasties on and G-strings on, and nobody say a hell or a damn or say help me.
He's out of his damn mind.
Joni, will you watch your language?
Shut down the Republic, rat bastard.
Boston version.
That was Helen from the New Gotham. Paul Morse was just there. They did him on account of Peggy.
When?
About an hour ago.
And no bitch neither. And no nipples and no coach. What are you talking about?
The L-tinge. Bobby. Deviants on stage. It ain't just nipples they're looking for tonight.
Oh, Christ. Where's Chauncey? Sweetheart, where's your boyfriend?
John takes up aphrodisiac.
Now listen, Nettie, I need you to look alive for the end of the call-off sketch. I'm gonna have a different blow.
But I like
What's
doing
up,
it.
Pop? Chaunce, we got Morse in the house.
Morse Hart is in the house.
No! Paul Morse, Carmen just saw him. And if he is here, then we are 9 deep in Valentine's Boys, and the Post and the Daily News are here too. So we're gonna drop the pansy from the call-off skit.
I don't see why we have to do
We
that.
don't have time. Can you do Dago?
I guess I could. No, that sounds vaguely Swedish.
Polak. Nobody's afraid of Polak.
What does a Polak even sound
And
like?
then between the shows.
Hello, Stash. Might I sample your kielbasa?
How about a Chinaman?
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
Carmen, put some tape on Chauncey's temple. How much time do I have?
What else can I do?
I don't care, but you can't do the Nance tonight.
All right.
Whatever you do, I'll be there to do it for the button at the end of the sketch. I'm here.
How about blackface?
But whatever I do, Ned has to do in the blow at the end.
Oh, that's right.
Just think of something. Whatever it is, I'll do it.
Maybe a variation of a Nance, like an Englishman.
Right.
Any foreign guy, French
I
especially.
just have to think of something.
Listen, do what you gotta do. Just don't do no Nance. Mad. They call me mad. Am I mad? Am I mad? Am I mad? Well, I'm not happy. They scoffed at me for my experiments, but I will show them tonight with my greatest creation of them all, the big switcheroo. It's always so brilliant. A patient comes in here with a problem. It doesn't matter what the ailment is. And the complaint passes from the body of the patient through this machine and into my monster. And what a marvelous monster it is. I went to 3 brains to get just the right one. Not 1, not 2, but 3 human brains. The first brain was from a farmer. It cost me $100. The second brain I got from a banker. It cost me $400. The third brain belonged to a politician. It cost me $1,000. It cost so much because it had never been used. Now, monster, place yourself on the stool. Good monster. Now, who will be the unsuspecting patient for my great switcheroo experiment? Who will be the unsuspecting patient for my great switcheroo experiment? And what seems to be the problem, sir?
Hi, simply hi. Why this dreary laboratory cries out for throw pillows and floral chins.
Say, wait a minute. You're not really a Nance at all, right?
Doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad person.
And what is your complaint?
Well, I'm just a big Nancy Nance, and I want you to change me.
Well, come on over to the stool.
Oh, flip that thing over and you can sit 3 of my friends on it with me. Who said that?
Now place yourself on the costume.
Okay.
And put this on your head.
Oh, I wish I had gloves to match the hat.
You too, sweetheart.
And how do you feel now? Wonderful, Doctor. Wonderful. I feel like a man. I'm going to go out right now and pick a fight. I'm going to go to Canarsie and say to hell with the Irish. And now that I act this manly man way... I'm going to go out into the world.
And you're going to get the girl.
No, now I can get me a Nance.
Let him get off the stage. It's a raid. It's a raid. It's a raid. Rose, this way. Rose, come on. Let's go get a move on. Hurry. Stage full. Go this way. This way.
Get ready. Hurry, set everybody.
Hey, you! No, you don't. You're under arrest. You sit on the stage. Now.
Evening, Mr. Moss. So help me God. Let me say, Your Honor, I certainly understand your dismay, is that the right word? At some of the goings-on the stage of the Irving Place Theater. It is not Peck's bad boy. But then that is duly noted on the posters and painted on the walls. We have not now, nor have we ever uttered a single word that can't actually be heard quite easily strolling past any pool hall or dockyard. We deal almost exclusively in double entendre. A word that has two meanings. Or even a mere misaccent of a word that causes the mind to imagine a risque word or image. Some of the testimony is transcribed by Paul Moss and read here by the district attorney. And allow me to say, Mr. District Attorney, what a talent. There's not a community theater stage east of the Mississippi that could hold you. In one of the verbal exchanges in the Great Gizmo sketch, a comedy sensation that by all reports came over on the Mayflower, but in the scene so marvelously rendered by the district attorney, Ephraim says, "Let me scrutinize you," and I respond, "Are you sure I'll notice?" Nothing. Not a laugh. The Lindbergh baby trial got more laughs. But, when we're on stage at the Irving Place, Ephraim raises his voice and accentuates the first syllable, "Let me scrutinize you," and then we both do the requisite 27 leers, eye rolls, and double takes. I need only respond, "Are you sure I'll notice?" Well, that's just money, that laugh. Pure money. And the only dirty thing happening is in the minds of the audience. We do this because we are under constant surveillance by the League of Decency, and the Methodist League, and the Presbyterians, and the Lutherans. Who even knew there were Lutherans in New York City? Not I. It always struck me as something of a Great Plains thing. And all the outrageous claims being made by the Catholic Archdiocese, pure sensationalism. And let me tell you, the Catholic clergy knows from sensational. I mean, who else would wear red velvet with gold? And in July? And now Mr. Paul Moss, that busy little butch. I know Paul Moss.
from around. He used to produce plays. I saw his Broadway show, Subway Express. Very few people can say that. And what did Time magazine call him? A lifelong bachelor, notable for his dapper dress. Well, Mary, it takes one to know one. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just like to make people laugh. All we do at the Irving Place is get the audience to laugh. Laugh at the gap between what is known and what can be said. And when they laugh, well, it makes those who enforce laws a little jumpy. That's all, because really, what are we laughing at? The idea that we can't say something. In this day and age, with all that's going on in Europe right now, gentlemen, come along. We don't really believe this is all so bad now, do we? Honestly?
Order in the court. Order in the court. Did somebody say order in the court? Oh, I did.
Order in the court! Order!
I'll have a pastrami on rye.
What have we on the docket today?
The what kit?
The docket. The docket.
Coming to port you.
We have a woman that we need to censor, Your Honor.
What's that?
Censor. Censor.
Censor? I hardly know her.
Send in the first case.
Wow!
Raise your right hand. Do you swear?
Like a sailor!
They say it.
Well, Your Honor, I'd like to complain about some censorship. Oh, Your Honor, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'd like to be on it. Whoa!
Your Honor, the judicial system has ruined my good name and prevented me from an honest livelihood.
This woman has a divine right.
And a left ain't bad either. Whoa!
This citizen's rights are just the same as anyone else's.
Your Honor, what about my First Amendment?
I bet it's been a long time since you could say anything was your first.
Is not my right to free expression the very cornerstone of a representative democracy?
What is that, a trick question? Somebody get a book and throw it at her.
Do you usually give a stiff sentence?
No, not anymore, sorry.
But justice must be served.
Well, here's hoping.
These men called me vile names.
No!
They accused me of vulgarity in word and deed.
Never!
They have besmirched my good name.
They besmirched?
They've made me an outcast of society for their own gain.
They should be hung.
None of them all.
Sylvie better hustle her bustle. She's not going to want to miss this.
You kidding? Not for the world. And Ephraim is picking up Chauncey from jail. Hooray.
I can't wait. 2 days? I miss him so much.
You miss him. We all do. Especially when the sketches just sit there.
Oh, and there was a Save the Burlesque rally up by us with all the theater folk. Chauncey is gonna kick himself. He missed it. Helen Hayes was there.
What's she like? She looks like she farts perfume.
Well, George just clucks whenever she talks. Oh, that's just Helen being Helen. She's so noble and so short. But Helen got up and really just flipped it. She said, and this just panicked the crowd, just panicked them. I don't know what a burlesque show is.
Say, that's some take-off.
I don't know what a burlesque show is, and I'm sure I would not like it. But I do know what I hate.
and that is any government telling me what is allowed on the stage. Aren't the critics enough?
You could have bought anyone in Times Square for $25, laid out. They was laid out.
Goose flesh, like when someone sings the Internationale, just chills up my arms.
Sylvie was there.
All the unions are sticking by us. Actors' equity, wardrobe, musicians, stagehands.
Oh, you don't want to screw with the stagehands.
Then Tallulah Bankhead took the platform.
Oh, say, are you gonna take off on her now?
Hello, darlings. I want to talk to you about fascism and his little pet dog called censorship.
Scream like you just scream.
What did our forefathers fight for but freedom of expression? And what do we throw away so casually here? Nothing finer than our freedom. Well, I will not have it, not I.
It's like she's in the room.
Then Gertie Lawrence and Lunt and Fontaine got up. No, Tallulah introduced him.
Johnny?
Jesus, must you be such a queen?
John, stop taking out on the bullshit.
What is that?
Nothing, a disagreement.
A disagreement?
The police say I fell. I say I was pushed.
What's going on here?
Right, there's me. Well, first I posted Chauncey's bail.
Ephraim, thank you so much for doing that.
Hands down, Miss Mary. I did it for the show. We were dying on the vine out there.
So what, fine then?
Oh, fine. We should be so blessed.
Trouble with the license then?
16 burlesque licenses are up for renewal on May 31st. They just won't renew them.
Now, that's not quite true, Chauncey. They're just going to do a lot of visits and issue a lot of citations so that they'll have evidence and a reason not to renew our license. Calm down, all is. We got a chance. We just get no citations and then we slide by. So we only got to make a few minor league changes, nothing.
No me, it's minor league. Thank you very much, I must say.
What?
Now, Chauncey, we're just going to trim the Nance down to one sketch a night for a month until things blow over. Not an ordeal. You can fill in the rest of the day, do wardrobe, whatnot. And then if we get a visitor during your one sketch, we just flip the switch, flash the red light. Chauncey can drop the Nance, say something normal, and get the hell off the stage.
Right. Well,
Get this. He can do a drag bit because drag ain't deviant. It's masquerade. This city will drive you nuts if you just give it time.
So there's two sketches you can do, and it's a new show every week. You'll be fine.
Well, well, well. When all is said and done, which one winds up the revolutionary? Which one's the hero? Oh, no, not Big Mouth Sylvie.
Not me. Chauncey, I seen you with my own too. You froze just before your first line. You could have done Dago.
Hell, we're a hop skip from the Lower East. You could have done Jaime and slayed him. No offense, F.
None taken.
But no. Like Mr. Gimme Liberty and Gimme Death, that guy.
Patrick Henry.
Oh, why is it only the immigrants who know these things?
Chauncey stood there and said, I exist in this world. Who are you to tell me I don't have a place on the stage? The rest of us just run and hide.
And then, at the trial, do any of us say anything sassy to the judge?
Like fun.
Not us. Oh, no. Us is all, yes, sir, 3 bags full.
No, he gives the judge what for and spends 2 nights in the pokey for it.
You're a hero, Chauncey.
Oh, now, Sylvie, you're sweet, but you're as pink as the carnation of my lapel.
Well, it's going to happen, comrade. The unions are going to rise up.
Stop with
and
that!
show the boss
Oh,
man
boss man talk. Well, pardon my belch.
End of the week, a walkout strike. All the unions. Projectionists. Movies. Let's just see how much everybody loves LaGuardia and his little re-election stunt when they don't got no entertainment. Not with the sympathy with variety artists.
And radio. And nightclubs.
Actors' equity.
Walkout, children.
Very good, Sylvie.
Friday it happens. You are a part of something. How's that make you feel, Chauncey?
Slightly nauseated.
Let's scram. I'm eating Max.
Hold on, nothing, folks. Just nothing. It'll all be gone with the wind that swept through Georgia.
Chauncey loves that book.
We have to skedaddle. We'll meet you there.
Nerds, what about the walkout on Friday? Nance, okay, we meet at your place?
Sure.
Hey, guys, we'll meet at Ned and Chauncey's before the walkout. Chauncey, you're a hero after all, so there. Damn, I gotta get to the W.
So, a hero, Sylvie calls you. I never thought I'd see the day.
As usual, Comrade Sylvie is misinformed.
Well, it was for a good cause. Hey, you stood up for something, and when it came down to
Shut up, you big yapping rube! I didn't stand up for anything! Jesus! Do you have any idea what I've just been through? The way they treated me? The way they looked at me, I'm not a hero. I'm a fool. A fool who thought that they would listen to me because I thought I was one of them.
That's right. That's the last of them there vermins.
Oh, these earrings are so noisy. They look so quiet in the store. Well, yippee-i-yo, kind, simply kind. Hey! Sorry. I just had the worst horsey ride. I fell right on a cactus.
Did you feel a little prick?
No, it wasn't Irish. So... What's all this fuss with ropes and such?
You see that tree over there?
Oh, it's a darling, darling little tree.
And you see that fella hanging from that tree?
Oh, I do. I do indeed.
And you know why we hung him from that tree?
Was he a horse thief, a bank robber?
Worse, he was a fairy.
No kidding.
Chauncey, buddy, come on, we gotta get the light out. Carmen will be here in no time flat. Oh, did you eat? You want some of the leftover chicken fricassee? There's some left from last night. Hello? Oh, come on. Chop, chop. Any second will be the girls or Ephraim. Bobby, maybe. We're gonna miss the walkout. Oh, good night, nurse. I should put the radio on so we can hear when all the radio people walk out. Ha! They won't be trying censorship in New York City. This is a liberal town, baby, don't you? Jeez, a weasel. It sounds like my dad's old Ford. What is that?
Jack Armstrong, all-American boy. Oh, this does not bode well.
Raspberry Chauncey, you're still in your PJs.
Here we are, at last. Something a little sultry.
Would you stop? Close your road. Sylvie!
Well, doing is a great day. Can you smell the revolution in the air?
Lord help us.
Why is he moving around like Dolores Del Rio?
P.S. The kindest thing you've ever said to me, my dirty Bolshevik sister.
Well, I would say something awful here, but he really does move well.
Here comes Jonny and Carmen. Chauncey, stop dancing. We're going to the walkout. He's listening to the music on the radio, so when it stops, we know the radio musicians have walked out.
This tango will not end. I know that as sure as I know anything.
You, no more Sarah Bernhardt. Get into your slacks.
This step is where you can see I have real training.
Can't wait for it to start. A mighty thing is everyone is drawn to their knees.
Let's get dressed, all right?
But really, shouldn't we as performers be drawing them to their feet and not to their knees?
Like he's talking gibberish.
It's a dance marathon. The tango will never ever stop.
Gobbledygook, I am telling you, that be the door. I am telling you, we are just getting up and we are marching. Walk into Times Square.
It's quiet
shutting
out.
traffic down. United we stand, divided we fall.
It's quiet on the streets. The still just before the storm. It's starting now, right?
Yeah, about right now. Geez, Mr. Miles, let's get dressed and get trucking.
Bobby is going to be here any second.
Here we go. It's walkout time. Musicians and radio artists will be first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walkouts! Maybe the strolls from Chicago.
Not likely, Pep. This is Ramon Rivaro with his tea time dance at the Hotel Pennsylvania. 34th and 7th, little lambs. 34 and 7. 10 blocks away.
Hold the phone. Do we have the right time?
What's the business here? Is that Bobby?
Olay.
The song is more than annoying. What's it even called?
Hey, we're waiting for the music to stop.
I'm changing the dial.
You do it, I break your pretty little left wing.
Why are you doing
I am dancing the dance called I Knew.
He's got nutty ass.
Listen, it's been called off, the walkout.
What?
The mayor called inequity and they caved.
No. What
You see, they're willing to strike for what goes on stage. But then LaGuardia will bring into the discussion the what goes on in the balcony. And nobody wants to fight for that. So it's off.
No, the unions, they
The
will.
unions ain't doing crap, Sylvie. Now let this one die.
Oh, so pathetic. Do none of you know how to survive in this world? Do you really function under the delusion that you matter? Or have a say in things? I tell you, it'd all be so tragic if it weren't so comical.
Filthy music.
Do you touch that radio, Sylvie? I'll beat the living out of you! Titania was a fairy who was queen. Mercy. And Puck is a fairy who's a guy. But when they ask, are there fairies in Manhattan? I say hi, simply hi. When I'm skipping down the street. Professor, could we stop for a moment, please? A little retard. Oh, there you are. I'm just so full of, well, somebody filled me with something, let me tell you. Oh, behave. No, I just want to talk to you about my new girlfriend. Oh, we love to go out shopping and dishing, and her name is Mabel Moss. Love her to pieces. She's the wife of that lovely man, Paul Moss, who wants to shut down all these awful burlesque theaters and keep New York City safe for all those darling families from the Midwest who want to visit the big town with the World's Fair. Darling Midwest families, like Ma Barker and her boys. Well, lovely Paul Moss has such a lovely wife. He really does. She will never age, I swear it. Just the other day I said to her, how old are you, Mabel? And Mabel said... Oh, we don't have that kind of time, but... I'll tell you the funniest thing of all about little Mabel Moss. She doesn't exist. Isn't that hilarious? No, the man who is trying to make our city safe for wives and kiddies doesn't have a wife and kitty. Oh no, what a shame. He's just a lifelong confirmed bachelor who failed at doing theater. And now has put himself in a position to deny work to lifelong confirmed bachelors who succeed in theater. Oh, is that not funny enough for you? Because I think it's a laugh riot. I think it's the funniest thing of all.
Faggot, get off the stage!
You hit it, Professor. I say bye, simply bye. Behave!
Jody, come on. Roll! lovely place for you and me. In a hammock we will stay till the palm trees start to sway. And you better give me a lay. And that lay had better be free when we're back on our back. Back in our shack in Waikiki by the sea.
Jesus! Oh. Oh. How much do you charge to haunt a house?
It's 1:45 in the morning.
Thank you so much. I was thinking of getting a watch, but now that I know you provide this service, this will work out much better. Thank you. Good night.
Where were you?
Really, darling. Shouldn't you have a fry pan and your hair in curlers for this routine?
It's not a routine, it's life. Okay, mister?
I don't like what I am inferring here. Good night.
Where were you tonight?
I was out doing business with show business. Goes very late into the evening, and since I really can't do a full evening of my act right now, I have to hobnob. See, with others who might have, so when I'm able to be hired again, full time, I still have the facility. Facile. Wait. This'll kill. New bit. Betty told me tonight, my poor little wife at home. Why don't I ever return to her? And she's so lovely, with that long flowing black hair all down her back.
That sounds nice.
Pity she's bald-headed.
Cute.
More than cute, it's a showstopper. So get on your high horse, Charlie. I remember when you were sleeping on park benches.
So do I. Because you bring it up all the time. Where were you tonight?
With friends. Getting work.
You got work tomorrow.
Ironing! Ironing in precinct! And only 2 sketches allowed, one of them in drag! Yes! All dignity has been removed from my life! Ephraim's pity job!
I don't think you were with friends.
Well, I was, and who are you?
I think it's the same as Tuesday night when you went over to Bryant Park.
Hi. You followed me.
And you played with boys in the dark there.
So middle class, so noble at suffering. Get you. But we're not regular people, we're freaks. Got it? We don't play with regular people rules. What are you now? My wife? My wifey! Is this rat hole apartment our home? Am I your philandering husband? so laughable.
I think I would prefer you not go with other fellas.
Don't! This is embarrassing. We're above all of this.
I'm not! I'm not above it or beneath. I am right there, and I want to be with you, Chauncey. Just with you, no others, and I don't want you catting up all over Manhattan all hours neither.
It's none of your concern!
I'm with you now! It's my concern! Think about it!
No, it doesn't reflect very well on you, does it?
It doesn't make you look like much. So is that okay? That suggestion?
I guess. Sure. Sure. Why not?
Do you really like the sex with other guys so much?
No, actually, no. Isn't that funny? Sex isn't that good at all. It's the just before sex. That's fun. That's the joy part. I think that's the habit with me. But the sex, the getting's better than the having.
So you could give it up?
Yes, I imagine I could.
Well, thanks. Are you sore at me?
No. No, not at you. No. How did I wind up with somebody nice as you? You don't know how a mirror works. I need to get some work. The Irving place is not that reliable. It's changed. Everything changes. You notice?
Well, everything changes. But if you want to keep going, you gotta change a little too. Hey, be facile.
No lie, I can't say a new word without you putting it in a sentence, not 5 sentences later. No other boys, huh?
You deserve so much better.
Funny, I was about to say the same to you.
No. Not me. I am fine with you. Are you coming to bed?
In a minute.
sakes. Saturday night in New York City's got to be the quietest time of all. The Catholics are all at Mass, the Protestants are all drunk, and the Jews are all out seeing a Broadway show. Me, I ain't having no fun at all. Stuck with this one.
I'm here. What's the big deal? It's not as if this is love's first blush.
Shut up, you. You don't sweet talk me no more. I think you're getting a little something on the side.
I'm getting a little something. You're getting a little something on the side. I called this afternoon. No answer. Where were you?
I was in bed with laryngitis.
Damn, those Greek guys are everywhere.
You just want something better. That ain't what love is.
What the hell is love?
It's an institution you're committed to.
Committed to an institution. That sounds about right.
Being a Jew's been the worst 15 years of my life.
That we can agree on.
Jackass.
Hoppy.
Come on, let's crawl into bed, get this chore over with.
Just like that? What am I, a light switch? What's the rush?
We gotta hurry. My husband's coming home.
The Irving Place Theater proudly invites you to look through the keyhole in the honeymoon suite. Now we'll find out once and for all, who wears the pants?
What are you doing here?
I was home, alone, reading a book, wondering where you were.
Well, you're a little early for the quadrille.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The dance, where the men all change tables and look at one another without looking at one another, and some don't leave alone.
Are you, I don't know, a part of that dance?
For the last week or so, yes.
Well, like your Durante says, that's a revolting development.
You didn't know who Durante
Damn
was.
you damn Chauncey! We had an agreement!
But I have urges. What can I tell you? And they can't be cured by some formerly butch, now Nelly Frankenstein monster.
I love you. I say I love you all the time. You say it back even.
I loved you once. When you were an ideal. Now you're just ordinary. With your second-rate observations and your watered-down meanness. There you are.
I am not ordinary. I got morals and really nice gumption. Really, you can ask anybody, and guys and women as friends, they think I'm funny. And I've known people to laugh out loud at the stuff I say, no lie.
So be it.
What you don't like about me isn't me. It's the whatever you would ever call it that we have.
Sure, I don't know what you're
Damn
talking
it,
about.
Chauncey!
Get away from my
Are you
table.
gonna screw somebody else?
Your language is
Against
base,
screwed. What are you doing?
You pull me! I want nothing to do with you anymore. I want something new. And fresh. And dangerous. I want to be used and discarded. Because it's what I like. I don't want to have to be playing house with some Nelly kid.
You have got more words to describe yourself that hurt. You have got hate in yourself like it's fun.
I do so admire the way you can see a future in all this. I think it's really nifty. I, on the other hand, sorry, kiddo, I'm just put together differently. I'm of another time, I guess. I actually see and hear what the real world thinks of us. And I can't be quite as oblivious as you. I think I just have to wait for the Irving place to let me back on.
They shut down the L-Tinge. For good.
They'll reopen once the election is over. I really don't see what the problem is here.
It's not just the 40 Deuce theaters, it's all of New York, Chauncey. They'll be shutting down Irving Place soon for good.
Maybe we'll get by until
You are always waiting for somebody else to decide. You can't just... You gotta give... You know, you could just figure out what you want and then do it, and then let everybody else figure out how to deal with it.
Is that what you said to your lovely upstate wife in your farewell letter?
I know that was supposed to hurt me. She's married again. I heard from my mom, so... Come home with me.
Thanks for the generous offer, but no, I'll try my luck here tonight.
Then I don't want to be with you no more.
Your call.
No, it's not. You make decisions all the time, and you just make it look like somebody else did. We said we weren't going to whoop it around with other people.
I tried it your way, but it's just not me. So we're over then to faggots. Break up. Who cares about that in this world?
I got another job.
What?
Singing and dancing. I don't dance so good, but I am big enough to do lifts. Like Carmen says. It's nothing. It's a tour.
Touring in burlesque, the lowest of the low.
No, it's legit. It's red hot and blue.
Christ. I said you'd gone swishy. Red hot and blue. Cheers. So wait a minute, who's leaving who here?
There's a part that's still open. A funny part, a fussy gangster has only 2 scenes, it still ain't casted. Or you can do wardrobe for a while. Or I'm making money now. I can take care of you.
I don't need your stinking handouts! You can just go drop dead. I will not run away. I will stay because as sure as I am looking at you, this will all go away. Just you. Go away, okay, sweetness? It's over. I'll hang out at the Irving place. And if it closes, I'm sure it will reopen very, very soon. And... Well, I guess this is it.
Sorry, I didn't stay trade for you. A trick.
Such is life.
Thank you, though.
For what?
For the eggs, and the laughs, and for showing me a life that I've got now.
Hugh Max Steiner.
I'll clear my stuff out tomorrow. Just a couple of shirts and Well, I loved you. Just so you know.
This isn't what I wanted. I said that from the beginning. It's not for me. It's just to... It's not what I should be having.
Goodbye, Charles.
Goodbye. Maybe. Be well.
You come here, you faggot! No! No, that's not what that looks like!
Everybody's looking for love.
Evening. I am Hortense, and I am a fallen woman. Somebody pick me up. Oh, honey, I've been turned down so much, my nickname is Bedspread. I was once a bright, young, pure little girl. I started as a dancer. I danced a little on my left leg. I danced a little on my right. And between the two of them, I made a lot of money. Soon it was time for me to leave home. I went to Scranton. And when I had returned, I had $2,000. $2,000, my father cried. Gracious daughter, were you good? I said, Daddy, to get $2,000 in Scranton, you gotta be plenty good. My father was harsh. Hortense, he admonished, why, you're nothing but a two-bit floozy. I am not, I cried, and I hit him with my big bag of quarters. Oh, life after that was a downward spiral. There was a series of lovers. The first was Ted, the soldier boy. It was an ugly scene when he left. He tried to stand on his dignity, but it didn't reach that far down. After I lost my soldier boy, well, then there was Fred, the sailor man. On our first date, we went fishing. When we came back, his friends asked, "Did you catch anything?" Fred looked me up and down and said, "I sure hope not." And then lightning struck. My dream fellow desert island type came into my life. His name was Ned. His name was Ned. And we I can't do this. Well, sorry. We had a whirlwind courtship. And on our wedding day, he gave me a stunning slack suit with fur around the ankles. "What's the fur for?" I said. And he replied, "To keep your neck warm." To keep your neck warm. Later that night, when it was just the two of us, he took me tenderly in his arms. "Tell me, Hortense," he whispered, "am I the first?" And I said, "How many times do I have to tell you guys? Yes." For some reason, Ned became moody and distant. Business took him on the road, and finally he deserted me. Years of heartbreak and despair followed. Friends were shocked at my haggard appearance. "My God," they said, "I thought you were your mother." "How could I be my mother?" I replied. "I'm married." Man after man would ask me out and to talk about the weather, whether I would or whether I wouldn't. But all things pass. Then one night, as I was taking my seat in this very theater's balcony, there he was again. Yes, you guessed it. It was Ned, back in my life. And he was talking to my old friend, Fred, the sailor man. I overheard Fred say to Ned, "Is that Hortense?" And Ned replied, "She looks pretty relaxed to me." Thanks for the clap. I've had everything else. Ned ran to me, begging me, "Let me run my fingers through your hair. Let me run my fingers through your hair." "Do you like my hair?" I asked him. He said, "No, there are no towels in the restroom." Then he held me in his arms and said, "My darling, after all these years, tell me, how old are you?" I said, "Why, I'm just past 20. "Just past it," he said. "Sister, you lapped it twice." And then Ned, with tears in his beautiful blue eyes, looked at me and whimpered, "Oh, Hortense, can you ever forgive me for abandoning you all those years ago?" And I recited this little poem I had composed on his departure. For this our reuniting. Life, it is a pungent fruit, and love, a fragrant flower. And even though you've been a brute, you can meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Meet me round the corner in a half an hour. Dear kind heart champagne as we say goodbye. Champagne for the tutti ensemble.
Chauncey, you are what?
Carmen, that hat is a panic. Do you believe this is how we finally leave our beloved Irving Place?
Doing shows in Jersey for people who live in Manhattan, that's just backwards.
Minsky's got all the theaters in Jersey City. We gotta go to Newark. Newark?
Hey, fool. Mud in your eye.
Cheers, cheers, everyone.
L'chaim.
Well, they are showing movies at the Eltinge now. Poor Max Rudnick. Never thought I'd say that.
I can't believe they did it.
Yeah, frickin' LaGuardia, denying our appeal.
Sweet ones, let it go. It's in the past. We have champagne. Was this morning a good year for champagne? We will all say in 2 weeks' time.
It ain't the same without you going with us.
I'm afraid my parole board is most adamant about me staying in the city, so this is, unintentionally my farewell to the burlesque, and I say good riddance to bad rubbish. Fare thee well. Fare thee well, my fairy fay.
Are you sure you can't go back to your parole board?
No.
I spoke to the parole guy, and he said if you tell him the name of the guy you kissed at the automat, they'd let you leave the city for work.
That's the way with these tricks. Something happens and you have no way to even know who they were.
You're a pip, you. Always making me laugh.
Hey. We had some fun times.
Such a fuss. This will all be over soon.
You take care of yourself.
No wooden nickels.
Never.
You're not a snitch and you're not a fake. It's good to see there's something sort of resembling a moral code in there somewhere. I'll miss you. And you not turning in Ned like that. Very Damon and Pythias-y.
And you know how Pythias-y I can get. You mark my words, I know Republicans, and this was just to get reelected, and now that they will be, we will all be back in New York,
and doing 3
Your
shows.
Republicans are about as reliable as my communists.
Was this morning a good year for champagne? When the fairies smile, they say it causes sunshine. And when it rains, it's because the fairies cry. So when they ask, are there fairies in Manhattan? I say, bye. Simply.
Next time on the PBS Arts Fall Festival, we present San Francisco Opera's acclaimed production of The Gershwins, Porgy and Bess. Starring Eric Owens and Laquita Mitchell, and with some of the greatest songs ever written for the stage. I'm Kristen Chenoweth, and we'll see you next time right here on the PBS Arts Fall Festival. Stay tuned for a behind-the-scenes look at this week's show. To find out more about the PBS Arts Fall Festival, go to pbs.org/arts.
Arts Fall Festival was made possible in part by a generous grant from the Anne Ray Charitable Trust and by viewers like you. Thank you.